Hello, and thank you so much for joining us. My name is Cedric Bailey, and I am excited to have Joshua Rogers with me. Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, how are you, sir? It's so good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Man, a few months ago, I'm riding through the mountains here in Oklahoma, and the phone rings, and it's you. And you're calling me, and you're saying, Cedric Bailey, I got this song that I want to share with you. And the name of the song is entitled Still Going to Trust. And so I'm listening. I said, okay, I'm gonna check it out. And I do. And normally my routine, Joshua, is when I get a song, I take it and listen to it at least 3 times, for the Holy Spirit, for the Father and the Son.
Yes, sir.
And I'm listening to it and I said, man, this guy put his foot in this song. And I just want you to tell me how this song, Still Gonna Trust, was born.
Yes, sir. Well, it was birthed out of the pandemic. When 2020 happened, it was a shock to a lot of us. Everything kind of happened really quickly. And so, with the lockdown and everything, I had so many people close to me who were really struggling during that time, and that's not to say that I didn't struggle. I mean, you're talking to someone who's had COVID twice at this point, and survived, thanks be to God. But with that, I was having a conversation with Lucius Hoskins, the writer of the song, and we were just talking about what the year had been like for us, the experiences and stuff like that, and the direction of the album that I wanted to go into. And so we ended the conversation. He said, man, I'm gonna get to work. He said, but Josh, he said, I hear you want a ballad. He said, we got to get a ballad. He's saying it's got to be something with a strong message that's really gonna, touch the hearts of the people. And so I was like, yeah, man, we're on the same page. So fast forward a couple of months, it's time to get in the studio and get to work. Lucius still has not completed the song yet, but he told me, he said, hey man, he said, I called Percy Beatty. He said, and so he's sending me a verse on the song, man. He said, nah, he said, don't be mad at me, bro. He said, but I still don't have it all complete. He said, but we're gonna figure it out. He said, we're gonna get it. He said, no worries. We get in the studio. Percy sent him his verse right before I get there. I read over it real quick and we go in the booth. And so that's pretty much at this point, like what's happening, and so he's feeding me the words at some points of the song. And then at once we got to the vamp, he was like, just go, just go. And it pretty much in one take, the song was done. After I got out of the booth, we played it back, and Mr. Bailey, I'm telling you, man, I just burst out into tears thinking about the simple fact of what my life could have been in 2020. I just thinking about what could have happened to me, what I could have lost, what just so many things, and realizing and understanding that if it had not been for God, if it had not been for the Lord who had kept me, covered me, who had taught me in the pandemic that, Josh, you like to put your hands in stuff that you don't need to put your hands into. You got to learn how to step back and let me do what I do. I am God. Let me be God in your life. And so when this happened, all of these thoughts and emotions are coming back in my mind, and I just bawled, not even realizing that the entire room had been broken. All of us at that moment were just grateful and thankful of the fact that we were still here, and that this message was the epitome of the strength and the encouragement of what we needed. And so that was what we wanted this song to do for the world. And so that's how it happened. That's what God has done.
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. We don't have a minister of music at our church. We're a small church. So I get to pick the songs.
Yes, sir.
And the sermonic selection was Still Gonna Trust. This one lady, she knows about us, and she showed up to church on this Sunday. She's been saying, Pastor, I'm coming to church. Pastor, I'm coming to church. You you kind of, growing up in South Carolina, and what is that, Greeleyville? Is that what it is?
Yes, sir.
So you always say, okay.
Uh-huh.
She showed up this Sunday, and I played that song, and about 2 minutes into it, I could just hear her crying out to God,
Yes. Wow.
And I just got off the phone with my friend, Ken Johnson, and his lovely wife, and we were just talking, and she's dealing with health issues. And I told her today that I was going to talk to you, and I was going to be playing this song for her. And not only for her, but for the families in New York. We had 10 shootings over the weekend and 12 people lost their life. This is after Tulsa. This is after Uvalde. This is after Buffalo. This is after Muskogee, Oklahoma, and it's still happening. And now I noticed when you did the video, which we're going to play, there were 500,000 people who lost their life of COVID, but now we've already gone over 1 million, Josh.
Yeah.
But you're still saying the one thing, I'm still going to trust.
Yes, sir.
So as I share this right now, I'm going to share my screen. I want you to just set the tone, and I'm going to get ready to play the song. And I want you to share the words with our listeners of what you want them to get out of this right now, Josh.
Absolutely. Well, you know, guys, as I said before, this song was recorded to encourage, uplift, and point people in the right direction. And that direction is God. The Bible teaches us that if we trust in the Lord with all of our heart and lean not to our own understanding, he will direct our pathway. The thing about it is that there is no one that you can trust like God. And so I wish, as you listen to this song today, that you will make the confession for yourself that God, no matter what comes, no matter what goes, no matter what this feeling is, no matter what the uncertainty of the next moment has, my confession is, God, I'm still going to trust you. Here it is.
It's been almost a month since the first case.
Coronavirus officially hitting the U.S. Here,
the government says we're still not past the peak of.
More of the country is closing down tonight, trying to contain the
social distancing, and that's an aggressive measure.
Many families over the past year have been thrust into poverty or even.
Breaking news concerning the U.S. economy after the stock markets.
Food banks across the country are being inundated with demonstrations, riots, and violence from coast to coast. Police and protesters.
Some encouraging news in the race for a vaccine. The Wall Street Journal reports.
Today we mark a truly grim, heartbreaking milestone. 500,071 dead.
Historically, a year that the world will never forget.
It's been quite a year, a test of my faith. I've seen some things that took my breath away. I've lost some friends and some loved ones too. But Lord, I'm leaning and depending on you, and I'm still gonna trust you. 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 Who could have planned for such a time as this, when nothing seems certain? Help us, Lord, is my one wish. My strength is weak, but my faith is strong. No matter what I face, I'm gonna keep holding on, and I'm still gonna trust you. 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 I have no choice but to trust you, my Lord, yeah. So I'm gonna do it. I'm still gonna trust. Thank you, Jesus. gonna trust that when all has failed to cry out, Jesus, you're my Savior. Jesus, I put my trust, I put it in you. Jesus, you're my healer, yes you are. Jesus, I put my trust in you. Let me say it again, Jesus, I put my trust in you. Jesus, I put my trust in you. Oh, this is why, 'cause you're my healer, Lord. Yes, you're my healer. And I put my trust in you. You alone, Lord. You know what tomorrow brings. And I put my trust in you, Lord. You may have lost your job, can't pay your bills, you're barely holding on, but you gotta trust him still. You're alone, I put my trust in you. So we still gonna trust you. We still, I'm still gonna trust you. I'm still gonna trust you.
Man, I don't know what to say on that one, man. I'm speechless, man. I'm speechless, man. I'm just speechless.
It's a message, man, that there's nobody in this world that cannot relate to it.
And still today, and you know, we got baby formula shortage. We got gas prices gone through the roof. You know,
Oh yeah. Every reason to trust them.
What is first of all, Percy Beatty and what was the other gentleman's name that helped put you together?
Lucius Hoskins.
What did y'all say after it was all said and done?
There was nothing to say. We just cried. We just bawled. I will say this: Lucius did say after we kind of got ourselves together, he was like, "Josh, I think we got you a #1, bro." You know, and when he said it, you know, I received it, but I'll just be honest with you. You know, I didn't think it would actually happen. You know, that's not to say that I didn't believe that God could do it. But I was just like, you know, I've been doing this for a while. You know, I've been close many times, you know, and so it's like, okay, you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And originally I was like, I was embarrassed and I felt really bad about feeling that way. But recently, God changed my perspective on it. It's not that, you know, it's just that I've come to a different understanding. It's not about the accolades. It's not about, you know, all of the other stuff. I'm just grateful of the fact that I'm still effective. I'm just grateful of the fact that God still has his hands on me. Even though I've said, God, you know what, I quit. I really don't even want to do this no more for all that I've been through. God still says, no, Josh, I still have you on my mind. I still have you within my promise. I still love you. And so with that being the case, that's all that I need. That's all that's like the icing on the cake for me. You know, I'm eternally grateful for every bit of support and love from everyone. And man, I can't tell you how much I screamed when I got the news that the song has been #1. But the biggest accomplishment and the biggest, I guess, goal achievement in this process has been just seeing how this message has blessed, encouraged, and helped so many people through their struggles, pains, and trials through their daily lives.
Are you getting emails and letters? What are people saying to you and your fan base?
I am, and I'm actually going to post some of those this week. I've had a lot of people tell me how this song has gotten them through the loss of loved ones. It's gotten them through COVID. I've had people telling me that, you know, they've had strokes, they've been dealing with cancer, so many different things. And this, only because of God, thanks be to him, this has been the song that's been uplifting them and encouraging them and helping them fight another day, helping them push through, knowing and understanding that they can trust in God throughout this process.
How can people reach you and follow you on social media? What are your links so they can reach out to you?
Yes, well, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok now as well, and even YouTube. So all of those are at the Joshua Rogers. So that's simply TheJoshua.ERS, no D in the last name. So follow me, I follow back. I would love to connect with you. And of course, I would love to come fellowship with you as well.
Amen. Appreciate it. I want to say thank you to Aquesta, wife, for making this possible. And without my good friend Tracy Artist, you know, your team there that's promoting you are doing a great job. And you know, it's so funny. They sent me the song and everything, but I was just sitting there thinking. I said, man. And then I was just, you know, listening, reading all the charts and everything. And I said, I really got to call this brother and somehow through technology make this thing happen. And that's what we're doing. So,
yes, sir.
Josh, I just want to say I'm proud of you. I remember when I first met you, you came to Dallas. You're a humble young man, and you know, and God has truly blessed you. And I just want to just say congratulations, man, and thank you for giving us your Sunday best. You did it.
Absolutely, always. You know, this is a gift that I can only say God has given me, and so I will always give it back to the Lord. And so it's always my prayer, my endeavor that it blesses, you know, the people, and it does what God intends for it to be to do. So thank you, Mr. Bailey, for your love, for your support. Again, shout out to my team, Tracy and Equestria. Thank you guys so much, and everyone else who supports, listens, streams my music. I love you guys so much, and I can't say thank you enough. So I love you, man. Thank you.
Love you too, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Joshua. And of course, the song is entitled Still Gonna Trust. Thank you so much, Josh, and may God continue to bless you.
Absolutely. Same to you, sir.